We had the numbers coming in from Varun Beverages. Good numbers, 28% revenue growth that the company posted, over a 30% jump in their EBITDA. It was a strong season, though the stock is seeing some profit booking. Today is down 5%. Look at it over the last 12 months, you would see it's seen a doubling over the last 12 months, and previous 12 months as well, it doubled over the previous 12 months. So it's been a compounder. They've also announced a stock split, 5 rupee face value turns into 2 rupees itself. Ravi Kant Jaipuria, the chairman of the company, joins us now exclusively. Thanks a lot, Mr. Jaipuria, for joining in. It's been a good quarter. The first half, volumes have been close to around 19%. So majority of the strong season has gone. I wanted to understand first up, what's your outlook for volumes and revenue in this year, the remainder of this year?
Well, we've had a good first half, and going forward also, consolidated, it looks at least double-digit growth, so which is very positive. And if you look at it, that part of our, the international market, when you say off-season in India, it is peak season in Africa region. So, it's now balancing out, and some of our south and western regions are also not soft season in the winter season.
So when you say double-digit volume growth, would you be able to specify a range? Because you have been doing double-digit already. The first half, it's been 19%. The second quarter, which is a seasonally strong quarter, you've done over 30%. So just wanted to understand, what is the range, rough range that the street should work with?
Well, I think if we can stick to this, we'll be quite happy. So this is good figures, and I think hopefully we should be able to continue and look forward to the similar growths.
Mr. Jaipuria, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. I wanted to ask you about Sting. In your previous interactions, you mentioned that Sting was 7% of your volumes last year, and you had planned to make it around 20% this year. Do you stick to that? What has been the share of volumes from Sting this quarter as well, and what's the road ahead for the year?
Well, we've reached about 15% of our mix, and which is a very healthy mix for energy drinks, and we hope we can take it to about 20%, but 15% is also a very healthy mix, and it is growing and doing quite well for us in the market.
If we had to, look at the speed at which Sting has grown in the first half versus your overall portfolio, what has been the growth, if you could quantify that?
It's been about the same as what the other products have grown. So it's not higher than the other products, but it's been similar to that.
Right. Mr. Jaipuria, I wanted to ask you about your market share in the South African market as well, since you have taken over Bevco last year. Now, what's your market share earlier was around 2 to 3%. There were plans to triple it in the next 2 to 3 years. Do you stick to that vision? What's the current share as well, if you can share that number?
Well, I think we took over the company this year only, and it's still too early. We are just correcting the back end, and hopefully in the next 2 quarters, we'll start seeing some changes when we'll start putting the effects and when the season starts. And I hope what I had said, we should do better than that. The market is looking very good. And we have also started another country, DRC Congo, which was a greenfield plant, which started about 8 days back. So we have seen good traction there, and it's looking very positive.
So if I had to ask you then, what does the second half of this year look like? I'm looking at the first half of, Varun Beverages. This year, you've seen revenues of close to around 12,000 crores with EBITDA of roughly 3,000 crores, net profit at 1,800 crores. The second half of this year, should we see a replication of the first half already? Or would you grow at a slightly lower pace?
It would be slightly lower, because second half is not as strong as first half, because the second quarter is our biggest quarter because of summer. But because of Africa being peak season in the winters, where it is winters here, October, November, December is peak summer season there. It would be reasonably close, but not as much as the first half.
So fair to assume 20,000 crores on the top line, closer to 5,000 crores on the EBITDA, and roughly 3,000 crores on the bottom line this year?
Well, I think these are good numbers, and I hope we can do anywhere close to it.
All right.
You know, Mr. Jaipuria, since we're back on the India business, you are mentioning that the first half is the strongest when it comes to the India business because it's peak season. So what has been the current capacity utilization for the first half of the year? If you can share that number, and also for the second half, is there any capex plans that you have entailed as well?
So we are right now at about 90% utilization, and we are expanding further, and we are putting up 4 greenfield plants for next year. So hopefully for next year, we'll have enough capacity with the growth what we are expecting. And after that, we might take a little pause on the capex for 1 year.
All right, because you did say that you are adding 45% capacity for this year in India itself, and this capex by itself could yield another close to 3,000 crores in terms of revenue. You know, what's interesting here is that you're also looking to diversify away from just beverages, expand into snacks. You had taken that step sometime in the middle of last year, and that's increasing. You've signed an agreement to manufacture and sell Simba Munchies in Zimbabwe, Namibia as well, and also another one coming in from another African country for sale of Cheetos in Morocco. So just wanted to know, from a revenue potential, how much can snacks be as a part of your overall pie, and are there any plans of you doing snacks in India as well for PepsiCo?
No, I think for the time being, they have given us part of these 3 countries, and we hope we can expand in Africa. Snacks is a very big part of PepsiCo's portfolio, and just in these 3 countries, snack market is about $800 million. So, and PepsiCo has been market leaders in most of the world. So we expect to get good growth, and hopefully next year we should have 2 of our plants going out of the 3 plants.
But on an overall basis, how much can snacks be as a part of your portfolio in Africa? And is India again a possibility?
No, India at the moment, I don't think it's a possibility, because I don't think PepsiCo is ready to part with it. And but Africa itself, there are so many countries we are entering and we have entered. Hopefully we should have scope to go to other countries also, and that will be a large market by itself.
One final question, Mr. Jaipuria. Your margins were close to 28% this quarter. Do you believe that this is a reasonable number to stick to for the second half of the year as well? Say anywhere between 26, 28 or even 30% maybe on the upside?
No, I think we don't want to jump the gun. 28% is a very healthy and over healthy number actually. So we would be very happy if we can stick around these numbers.
All right, take that point. Thanks a lot, Mr. Jaipuria. Always a pleasure speaking with you.